Again, and here we are for the resume preparation session. We always promise in the demo that we will be delivering exclusive resume preparation session. Well, this video is just a part of it. And yes, I request you, if you're watching this video on YouTube, to please subscribe to our YouTube channel. So, today's topic is employment gaps and career transitions. Resume strategies. What should be the resume strategies if you have employment gap? Now, as an agenda, we'll talk about understanding the employment gaps and career changes, strategies for addressing employment gaps, strategies for addressing career changes, how to mention gaps in resume, addressing other potential red flags, preparing for interviews, and key takeaways and next steps. So let's talk about understanding employment gaps and career changes. Now, when we talk about employment gaps and career changes, there are some common reasons for the gap. It may be personal health, it may be family care, it may be education, your travel or career breaks that you have taken. There may be reason for career changes. Maybe you desire for some new challenge, or you want to change your job, right? There's industry shift, right? Because of AI, probably there's a lot of industry shift. And of course, due to your personal interest, right? So the next point we see is employer concern. For example, it may happen that when you have employment gap, employer may be concerned about skill degradation, reliability, commitment, adaptability, all these things. Will you be able to be, are you reliable enough? Will you be able to show that commitment? Are you able to adapt to the situation? Right. And talking about impact on your resume, well, employment gaps are big potential red flags, and there needs a clear explanation for the same. Talking about addressing employment gaps, few things always work. For example, we suggest you to be honest and transparent. You should clearly state the reason for the gap. Use concise and factual explanation. Of course, you have the resume, you have your own reason for the gap. Make sure you highlight relevant activities. Maybe volunteering, you must have done volunteering, freelance work, personal law projects, all those things. Or you might have done some courses or certifications completed during the gap. Talking about showcase or skill development, you may mention new skills or knowledge that is acquired. Or you can relate these skills to a new job that you're applying for. Now, we request you to use the functional resume format. Now, when you talk about resume format, there are two types of resume formats. One is chronological, one is functional. When we talk about functional resume format, we focus on skills and experiences rather than chronological order. Right. In chronological format, we focus on chronological order. If you have gaps in your resume, the functional resume is better. You have to group similar skills together for emphasis. Now, talking about strategies for addressing career changes, we emphasize transferable skills. Make sure that you have transferable skills. Of course, you did your previous job. You might be having some transferable skills, for example, leadership, for example, communication skill. All those things really matter, right? And you make sure that you identify these skills and put it in front of the recruiter or put it in your resume, right? You can provide examples of how these skills were used. For example, where did you use your leadership quality? Next, we say is you need to tailor your resume to the new career. Of course, whenever you're talking about your experience, you might have a lot of experience, but at the very same time, the employer is more concerned about the relevant experience that you have, right? So you need to make sure that you highlight specific achievements related to the new field. Also, you need to explain your motivation. What is making you making you do the career change? Right? You need to clearly state why you are making the change. What's the need? Right? You need to align your career goals with new industry. Right? Make sure that you are aligning whatever your career goals with you have with the new industry that you are trying to get into. And make sure that you talk about professional development. Right? Make sure that you add those trainings that you did. Probably you might have done training at 360DigiTMG. Mention that in your resume, right? Employer will be really happy to see that you are growing, that you are actually upskilling yourself based on certifications or education, right? It shows commitment to learning and adapting. Now, how to mention gaps in your resume? Talking about employment gap example, you may say that you were a family caregiver for a certain period, right? Your family might need you. You might have enough money in your account so that you could survive for that period, right? And when your family need you the most, you are there for them. That may result to employment gap. Again, you manage household and caregiving responsibilities. You develop time management and organizational skill, and engage in online courses. Of course, you learn that during that period. You learn that. Talking about career change example, for example, you can be a marketing coordinator and you want to shift to data analysis field. Maybe the previous role when you talked about, you had the role of analyzing the market trends and consumer data or customer data. Now, this is what made sure that you understand the what is in data analytics, and this is what interested you more rather than just marketing. So you are transitioning to this particular field, right? That you develop the strong analytical and data interpretation skills during that role, and you completed certification in data analysis, for example, at 360DigiTMG. Make sure you mention all those things. Now, talking about addressing other potential red flags, we can talk about frequent job changes. For example, emphasizing and the skills and experience you gained there, right? Need to highlight short-term achievements, what you did there. Talking about lack of progression, you need to focus on lateral moves and skill acquisition that you did when there was lack of progression. Need to show continuous learning and development, right? You may have unrelated job experience. Well, whenever you're talking about job experience, you have transferable skills. Make sure you use those, right? Emphasize transferable skills and achievements and relate experience to the job you're applying for. Well, you may have inconsistent employment history. Maybe you're not consistent in your employment. You may say you have to use the professional summary to explain the career trajectory. Why did you do that? Right. You make sure that you frame your experiences positively, focusing on growth, not just the employment gaps. Why did you have that? Your inconsistent employment, all those things. Make sure that you actually focus on growth. Right. Now, talking about preparing for interviews, you need to practice your narrative again and again. If you have some red flags or potential red flags that we talked about, make sure that you are ready with all those answers. Be ready to explain gaps and changes clearly and confidently. Be confident in your approach. The fact that you have chosen to take a career break, you might have some reason. And what was the reason for that? You might have that prepared, right? Make sure that you are prepared for that, or you are ready with that and with confidence. Use positive language to frame your experiences. Make sure you highlight your growth, talking about discussing skills and knowledge that you gain during the gaps and transitions. Talking about providing examples of how these things actually shaped your approach. Make sure you give enough examples to show the same, right? Anticipate questions that may be asked. Of course, you have career gap. There may be those career questions on career gaps. If you mention, for example, family caregiver, you may be asked to elaborate the same, right? Make sure you anticipate this question and prepare accordingly. Make sure you have concise and honest answers ready. And yes, you need to focus on the future. Make sure you emphasize your enthusiasm, readiness for the new career opportunity, right? Make sure that you're aligning your goals with company's objectives. Wherever you're applying, just go to that company's website and see their objective. Make sure that your goals are aligned to the same. Talking about key takeaways and next steps. Well, you can address gaps and changes with honesty and strategic presentation. Make sure you are utter honest. Honesty is always appreciated when it comes to employment. Talking about highlighting relevant skills, professional development, and positive framing. Make sure you're framing your sentences positively. You talk about transferable skills that you had and highlight relevant skills. Talking about next steps, you can review and update your resume with these strategies. Practice explaining your employment gaps and career changes in interviews. Right. Make sure that you practice all these things. Now, talking about jobs, we have a few famous job portals where you can apply for jobs. Right. Now, a few Google search results, if you see, will clearly tell you there's a lot of scope in data science, and there are a lot of vacancies in data science that we need to deal with, that we need to make sure that we are ready for. Talking about keywords, we all know in resume, keywords are really, really important to make sure that your resume is ATS friendly. These are the technical skills and tools, analytical skills, business understanding, data management, and soft skills that we are actually dealing with. Right. Now, talking about frequently asked questions, employers always ask these questions to make sure that they understand how you behave in situations such like this. Right. You need to tell about the time that you worked as a part of a team. You need to make sure how do you properize your work, right? When you have multiple deadlines to meet, what if you have multiple deadlines? How do you meet the same? How do you stay updated with the latest trend in industry? How do you handle disagreement with coworker? How do you do if you made a small mistake and that no one else noticed? Well, they say your integrity is shown on all these things. When you do all these things, make sure when you actually prepare for all these questions, make sure you come up with some answers too, or come up with some examples too. Now, Vincent van Gogh once said, "Be clearly aware of the stars and infinity on high, then life seems almost enchanted after all." Right? Make sure you're aware of whatever you are delivering, right? And yes, it will be easier for you. All those things, all those preparation will be easier for you. Talking about contacting us, you can contact us on this toll free number 1-800-212-654-321. You can actually mail us at inquiry@360dtmg.com. And yes, you can connect to us on this website at 360dtmg.com. We'll go to that website too. We have offline centers at Hyderabad, Bangalore, Chennai, and many more, of course. And while you're watching this video on YouTube, I will request you to pause this video for a bit. And yes, follow this QR code, go to our Instagram page, follow us on Instagram, go to our YouTube channel, subscribe to us on YouTube channel. Of course, you're watching the same, so better I request that you subscribe to the same. And yes, follow us on LinkedIn. Right. Now, we have accreditation to international certification bodies, for example, Microsoft, State University of New York, Future Skills Prime, Panasonic, and TCS-IM. Right. Now, let me take this opportunity to take you to our beautiful website. Talking about our beautiful website, well, this is what our website looks like. Now, in our website, we have popular courses. Of course, we talk about industry partners, domain analytics courses. We know our differentiators. You can read about us and what our alumni actually talk about us and what they think about us. Right? Our alumni work at big companies, and of course, they are placed to us in really, really good companies. And you can download the career transition book. You can contact each and everyone. Also, when you're talking about resume session, we have something for you. We have Pro Hub or Resume Optimization Hub for you. Let me go to the learning resources where I'll show what else do we have for you. Now, talking about talking about our learning resources page, here you can actually come here every single day and learn a lot. You can be part of micro learning bursts for quick insights, comprehensive guides for deep dives, and interactive projects for hands-on experience. You can actually see all those things. Tomorrow we have free data analytics internship that you can join. Also, talking about core learning resources, we have digital learning library where you can dive into learning and learn all these data science concepts using the digital book that we have. Please visit us for the same. Talking about AI design studio for machine learning, make sure you design your ML model, right? Here, you can use this schedule to you use this architecture to make your ML model, right? Be it a beginner, advanced, intermediate, or advanced level person, right? You can use all these things. You can test your skills here in data skills assessment. Well, you can have career advancements and professional growth. You will go to resume optimization hub. I'll show you how to use it. For example, you go and here you see get started for free. And of course, you take your resume, you upload your resume, you have any resume. For example, you're taking intern resume. Of course, you can upload the job description. You can choose a file here or paste the same here. So job description, if you're talking about, we can compare the same. And while it's loading, we have just done the same. And here we have keyword matching result. You can see matching percentage of 37.78%. Well, the person needs to actually make sure that the jobs required skills are present in his resume. Here we have jobs required skills that are missing in resume, and the job skills required skills are present in the resume. You can choose any of them and you can go to interview questions, right? You can get all those interview questions here. You have a lot of interview questions available. At the very same time, when we talk about interview, and you can talk about all these skills that you want to add and improve your resume, make sure you select those missing skills. For example, if I'm mentioning those skills here, I'll go and I'll just say generate the resume, and voila, resume will be generated soon, right? And also you can make cover letter too, cover letter for the same too, right? Now all these things we can use. We can use resume optimization hub in that way. We have talent connection portal where you can connect to the employers. We have job openings here. Whatever job openings we have is available here. For example, you have BizWiz, data engineer trainee role. Yes. We have talent connection portal. Also, we have different things for conceptual understanding and insightful learning. We have learning path, basically the learning map we have, mind maps we have, which we can use for easy internalization of concept. We have innovative project showcase, and we have animated insight series where you can actually learn a lot of things, or you can use it for easy understanding and revision purpose. Right. Now, all these things are available free of cost for you. You can go to our YouTube channel. While you're watching this video on YouTube channel, you can go to our YouTube channel and actually subscribe there and go to playlist. When you go to playlist of a YouTube channel, let me take you there. For example, let me take you to our YouTube channel. It's a beautiful YouTube channel that we have. And you can see the playlist that we have here. Webinar, generative AI, data insights, Python series, basically animated learning. We have resume building session, the one you're watching right now. We have generative AI session. We have international research article publication. Of course, we have different domain analytics videos. For example, here, transportation analytics, agriculture analytics, hospital analytics, a lot of domain analytics videos we have, right? And you can actually learn a lot from here. So again, we have all these things for you free of cost, right? Make sure you use all these resources that we have for you. And here, I invite you to explore our website completely and our YouTube channel and learn a lot. We have videos on soft skills and other skills that we talked about, right? So this is it from our side team for today. This is what we have. We'll make sure that we come up again in the next week with new topic, freshly brewed content for you. And you learn a lot from us. And of course, we learn a lot from you too. And that's the reason we make sure that we solve all your problems and we have all these sessions available for you. Right? Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. And yes, we will have content updated regularly. Right? We do have it actually. So thank you so much for your time, team. Please enjoy your evening. And till that time, we'll meet for sure for the next week. Until that time, please take care. Enjoy your weekend. Take care, team. Bye.